Before I begin my story, my child, let me ask you for a small kindness. If you believe that real stories still have the power to touch hearts, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. You may not realize it now, but these small gestures help voices like mine reach people who need them most. Now, let me begin. My name no longer matters much at this age. I am 73 years old, and when you have lived this long, names slowly fade away, but memories remain sharper than ever. My hands tremble when I hold my tea in the quiet mornings, yet they are still warm, still alive, still capable of feeling love and regret all at once. I was born in a small town where the air smelled of dust and expectations. In those days, girls were raised to believe that silence was a virtue and endurance was a woman's greatest strength. Dreams were something whispered to pillows at night, never spoken aloud. I learned early that a good woman does not ask for too much. She listens. She obeys. She sacrifices. When I was only 18, I was married to a man chosen by my family. I did not understand love then. I only understood duty. I wore my wedding clothes like a promise I did not fully comprehend, and I stepped into a life that had already been decided for me. My husband was not an evil man, but he was not gentle either. He believed that bringing money home was the highest form of love, and that emotions were unnecessary luxuries. He rarely asked how my day was, and I rarely told him how my heart felt. We lived together for decades, sharing a house but never truly sharing our souls. I learned to speak less and smile more. I learned how to hide my disappointment behind warm meals and clean floors. Slowly, quietly, I folded my dreams away like old clothes and placed them deep inside myself, convincing my heart that this was what life was meant to be. Then came my children, 3 of them, each one arriving like a small light in a dim room. For them, I gave everything I had and more. I stayed awake through fevers, wiped tears from tiny faces, and prayed over them while they slept. I put my own needs last without even thinking about it. Every sacrifice felt worth it because I believed that one day, when they grew up, they would see me. They would understand who I was and what I had given. That belief carried me through years of exhaustion and quiet sadness. Time, however, has a strange way of slipping through your fingers. One day, my children were running through the house, and the next, they were packing their bags and building lives far away from me. Their visits became shorter. Their phone calls became fewer. Conversations that once lasted hours were reduced to quick updates and polite questions. I told myself they were busy, that this was normal, that love does not disappear, it simply changes shape. Still, some nights, I sat alone at the dining table, staring at empty chairs, listening to the echo of laughter that no longer lived there. When my husband passed away, people surrounded me with words that sounded kind but felt hollow. They said I would finally rest, finally breathe, finally live for myself. But loneliness is not freedom. It is a heavy silence that settles into your bones. The house felt larger, colder. Nights stretched longer than they ever had before. Sometimes I spoke to the walls just to hear a voice. Other times, I whispered my thoughts to God, asking Him if I had done something wrong. I wondered if giving my entire life to others had been a mistake, or if this emptiness was simply the price of love. One winter, my body grew weak, and I fell ill. For 3 days, I stayed in bed, barely able to move. No phone rang. No knock came at the door. As I lay there, staring at the ceiling, I felt a truth settle into my heart, slow, painful, and undeniable. People remember you when you are strong, when you are useful, when you are needed. But when you grow quiet, when you grow old, the world moves on without noticing. That realization broke something inside me, but it also awakened something I had buried long ago. For the first time in my life, I made a choice just for myself. I stopped waiting for others to fill my days. I began reading again, losing myself in stories I once loved. I planted flowers on my small balcony and watched them grow, reminding me that life still moves forward. I smiled at strangers and allowed myself to feel joy without guilt. Slowly, I learned to forgive, not only the people who had forgotten me, but also myself, for abandoning my own heart for so many years. Now, when my children call, I listen with calm acceptance. I no longer measure love by how often they visit or how long they stay. I have learned that peace is not something others give you, it is something you claim for yourself. And if you are listening to my story today, my child, let me offer you this wisdom earned through decades of silence. Do not wait until old age to choose yourself. Do not lose your voice inside relationships. Love deeply, but never disappear while doing so. If my story touched something inside you, please like this video so that stories like mine continue to be heard. And subscribe to this channel, because there are many voices, old and young, still waiting for someone to listen. I may be old, and my steps may be slow, but my story is still alive. Thank you, my child, for giving me your time.